Thank you. Hi everyone. Sorry, I just got abandoned, and I had Peter's gone. He's probably online. Hi, Pete. But Jill also has disappeared to do some gardening, and I had to do this at the last minute, and I got my timing a couple of minutes wrong. But anyway, I'm here. Hi everyone. Welcome. Whew, that was exciting. What's everyone's been saying while you've been waiting for me? Yes, Jeremy was definitely engaging in rough play there, Rob. I love that photo. That's just a bit of winemaking. Hello, Craig. You win. And Karen and Joan, how are you all? Hello, Kay. Hi, Fiona. Hi, David. Joining from I can never say it properly. Meanlian. Anyway, hopefully I got that vaguely right. Hello, Rita. How are you going? Rob, g'day. South Gippsland, yeah. Alison, hello. Who else have I not said hello to? Jeff and Sue, hello. Hello, Bin Fairies. Poor old Sue's got COVID again. I hope you're feeling better, Sue, and that you're able to taste the wine. Hello, Shell. Hello, Peter and Karen. Hello, Sonia in Forster. Awesome. Shell was in charge of dinner tonight, so cheese and bread for you. I should have just done cheese and bread because this look how beautiful it is. Ooh, beautiful. It smells really nice too. I'm not sure how it'll go with the wine. It was a bit of a left of centre, a little bit of a trial for me. And as I said, I think I've got half of it down my jumper, but anyway, that's all right. That's part of the pattern. Hello, John and Cotty. Lovely to see you. Fee's having, oh my goodness. Kay doesn't have the wine. Okay, how shocking. That's right, you didn't buy box 2. It's always a mistake not to buy box 2, I always say, but do you ever listen to me? No. I understand sometimes too much wine is too much wine. But I have got the 2024 Estate Pinot Noir. Yum, yum, yum. We've had another busy day in the winery. And okay, you don't have, hang on. Can other people hear me? Oh, God. What have I done? Can other people hear me? All right. Yes, good, excellent. Fine. Sorry, Kay. I don't have any subtitles either, so that's a problem. Polly's here. Oh, good, excellent. All right, let's get this wine in the glass without any further ado. I'll get it in the decanter first, and then in the glass. Jill and Richard, I just put your pasta in one bowl, so you're going to have to share. So that'll be nice and romantic. I have to talk to my decanter cleaning team about the state of the decanters. They've been a bit overloved. But they still work and they're clean. They're just a little bit cloudy. It's all good. So a bit of air in here. Who's that? Hello. Fiona doesn't have decanters, but they did bring big travel glasses. Excellent. That'll probably work just as well. Oh, good, Kate. Well done. Hello, Sue and Daryl. Yay. Welcome. Most delicious wine. Here we go. Oh, it's pretty colour, isn't it? Here we go. I'll do myself a big glass because Jill and Richard are looking thirsty over there. So I'll just put the decanter over there. I can smell the rocket. So with that pasta dish, you just put the rocket in at the very last minute, and it just does this beautiful sort of aromatic thing, which is pretty awesome. Craig's giving you lots of encouragement, Craig. Now I've forgotten who SHNC is, so sorry, remind me who you are, because all the little doodads make it a bit hard, but welcome. And you will decant what's left. That's okay. This is why some of the group buy 2 boxes, because one bottle isn't enough on a Thursday night, and Thursday night gets very stressful at this time of the week. Fee is saying it's already mouthwateringly savoury, quite distinct from the fruity Devil Bean Creek. Absolutely. So remembering, next door neighbours, I thought, absolutely. Hello, neighbours. I thought it was you guys, but I couldn't remember. Sorry, I'll try and remember next time. Kay has a good way of changing your name so that I know exactly who you are, but I'll remember you next time. I should be able to remember that. 169. Good to see you guys. Alrighty, so it's got this beautiful savoury nose. It's almost meaty in its savouriness, which I think is really lovely. So this wine, just before I kind of get into a big tasting note, this wine's probably about 3 to 6 months away from being released. We've still got a bit of the 2023 Estate Pinot Noir to sell, so drink that up, everybody, and we can move on to, I think this wine will be even better in 3 months' time. But I thought it would be a nice opportunity for us to have a little look, see how this is going. Craig is saying a very different wine, very aromatic, but tight and dry on the palate. Absolutely. It's got a gorgeous, for me, it's almost a meaty, sort of like a cured meat, sort of bresaola kind of a character. There's a slightly Italian sort of dryness to it as well, which is why I thought it might work well with pasta. I think that hopefully some of you have made the pasta. I think that the eggplant and the anchovies and the garlic, they're all strong kind of savoury, bitter flavours, and rocket as well. So hopefully that will work well with the wine rather than fight it too much. So, but we'll get through tasting the wine first. Sonia's saying, go to edit my channel in YouTube setting to update your handle to help me. Thank you, Sonia. It's very kind. As the wine's opening up though, and I think giving it a good hard decant to start off with helped, but I'm already getting some musky, beautiful, almost violety and rose petally floral notes on the nose. Fee and David have got some prosciutto. I think it would be good with prosciutto. I think that the saltiness and the meatiness of prosciutto would work very, very well. Put that phone on silent, please, Jewel. Jill's got crickets. All right, let me taste. Craig is saying very tart cherries. I agree. It's got a real kind of tangy, sour red cherry character to it, which I think is really nice. That's going to soften out in the next few months, and with some air, it will soften out as well. Coddy is saying that you might have added a touch too much red wine vinegar to the pasta. I think that was going to be one of the challenges with this recipe. It's nice to challenge ourselves sometimes, but if the pasta isn't working with the wine, then maybe just drink the wine and then have the pasta and then drink some more wine after that. Hopefully it works. I'm going to have a little taste of mine. I didn't make homemade pasta. Jill berated me and said I should have got Richard to make pasta, but we've had quite a big day today, so I'm quite glad that I didn't add that to his list of things to do. That's delicious on its own, but how does it go with the wine? Yeah, I reckon it works well. It kind of softens out the sour cherry. I've been really careful with. I used sherry vinegar rather than red wine vinegar. I used a little bit, and tasted it all the way. There's quite a lot of pasta to eggplant, even though I did less pasta than the recipe said. So I think it's one of those very Italian dishes that the pasta's supposed to be sort of flavour forward. I could have put more pepper and salt in that, even though it's got the anchovies through it, and more oil, but I think it's pretty good. What do you reckon, Jill and Richard? Pasta with the wine? They're eating and nodding. All right. Yes. Hello, Dan. Yeah. Jill is saying the same thing as you, Cuddy. Jill thinks that the pasta's delicious, but it's not the best match to the wine, and the vinegar particularly is a bit of a problem. So there you go. I don't think it's too bad. Oh, Nareem, the dyes are in champagne. Hello, cheers. Croissant food match. Well done. I do need to get the roaming camera, absolutely, but then you'd see what a mess it is over in that corner of the room. So it's better not to do the panning around today. We're getting ready. We've got a function here for a club member's birthday on Saturday, and we've got to tidy up the room. And Jill's got pretty much most of the stuff on one table, but it's kind of bled over a little bit. We're going to get it sorted out though. So it's auto-correcting to Sonia. Sonia, you've corrected. Oh, well done. Amazing. Jeff and Sue chose the Manchego option, which always works well with Pinot. I think Alison, Alison? It's great with Gruyere, Shell's saying. Good, excellent. And yeah, so I also wanted to use this recipe as an illustration of how one little thing in a recipe can make it really hard to match food to wine. And vinegar in a sauce is definitely one of those things. Even if we'd put sort of cream or cheese or something in there to kind of soften the vinegar, I think it would still muck around with the wine a little bit. So, Rita's also gone with the Manchego option, and it works well. I think that's right. I think that the cheese option was good, but whoever's made the pasta, hopefully it's not too disgusting with the wine. Anyway, I think the wine's opening up really beautifully. 2024, I was trying to remember what 2024 as a vintage was like. And of course, because I've been running around like a headless chook all day, I didn't check. But thinking back, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. It was quite cool and quite mild. And then we had a heat wave just at the end of vintage. Is that right, Dad? Dad's thinking as well. Can't remember. Alison loves the recipe. I think the recipe's fantastic. Fiona wants to know, would the pasta be as good with a different acid, verjus or lemon? Possibly. You could even use, you couldn't use wine because it's not really cooked until right at the end. Maybe verjus could work better. The Coddy's saying the radicchio salad with vincotto does work with pasta and the wine. So you could use vincotto instead of vinegar, which is a little bit softer and sweeter. So that could work really well. Okay, so how's the wine going without the food? More perfume, more opening up. I really like the 24s, and I think the Devil Ben Creek 24 sort of came and went. We've sold it all here. Yeah, Rita, do the pasta next week. Maybe serve it with like a Chianti or something. It might be better with something Italian that's a little bit more, even more savoury. Might work better. It's quite a classic Italian dish, but I'm just trying to think what sort of food you put with it. What wine you'd put with it, sorry. We know the food. It's the wine that we're trying to work out. Anyway, maybe not a Pinot dish. I reckon also if you put some mushrooms in instead of the eggplant, that might also work better, even with a little bit of red wine vinegar or verjus, because eggplant's also a little bit bitter and a little bit savoury. So Rob's not eating at the moment, but imagining it would pair beautifully with a herby lamb cutlet with a bit of fat, absolutely. I reckon it'd be great with lamb. I was trying to kind of push the boundaries a bit. I think I might have pushed them a bit too far with this dish, but as we've all agreed, it's a delicious dish. It's just maybe not perfect with the wine. That said, I think the wine's getting better and better in the glass. So if you remember the Devil Bean Creek Pinot that we sold out of, there's a little bit of it still out in the world, but we sold out of it here at Moorooduc a few months ago. Our distributors are going to be going on to the 25 any minute now, and we already have, because we've tasted the 25 together. Rita's got lamb pies in the oven, very smart. Nareem, love the flavour. Yeah, it's got this beautiful forest floor savouriness. Doesn't go as well with croissants as you'd hoped. Oh, well, nice try. It's going well with chicken souvlaki. Good, excellent. The cherry's still there, but it's kind of mellowing out into sort of a cherry strudel or cherry tart kind of aromatic. It's much more structured than the 2024 Devil Bean Creek Pinot. I agree, Rob. Hi, Linda. Glad you made it. Yeah, it's more savoury as well and more structured. The tannins as well. I think Pinot tannins are really interesting because so many people say that Pinot should be like soft and squishy. And we've had this conversation before, but we'll have it again. I don't think that really good Pinot tannins should be that soft and squishy. I think they should be smooth. They should be silky or velvety. They should have a sort of a slight shine to them that makes them slippery, but they should be there and they should be firm, very fine grained. And we had a bottle of Village Burgundy that Dad had in his cellar the other day for lunch, and we tasted it, and some people wondered whether it was actually Pinot Noir at all because it had so much tannin in it. It was really structured. You could see that Pinot kind of character behind it, but so firm. And it wasn't even that young a wine. It had a bit of bottle age on it. It was pretty awesome. Dan is saying that the 24 is his favourite of the last few estate Pinots. It's great now. I can't wait to see what happens in a few years. I think that's right. I think the 23, if you're still drinking your 23s, it's juicier, it's brighter fruited, but doesn't have that savoury structural quality to it as much, which I think is gorgeous. Shell's saying it's getting a bit rose petally with the French wash-dried cheese, not as funky as Taleggio, mild and creamy. I agree. I think with air as well, there's more rose petal coming up from the nose. It's a bit more perfumed. It's it's pretty enticing. It's pretty alluring. And the fact that it's changing so much in the glass is a really great reminder that these wines are they're made to be able to be enjoyed young, but they're certainly made with the ability to age and to change and to evolve and to become different over time and different with air. So I think that's really a very special character of this wine. I will be very excited to be selling the 2024 Pinot Noir when it's time to release it. But I'm kind of glad that it's got a little bit more time. I've got to say, though, I was a bit worried that the garlic and the anchovy in this dish was going to fight with the wine. I think that the vinegar does, but I think that the anchovy and the garlic is really kind of, because you just kind of heat it through slowly in the oil before you add the eggplant back in, it's kind of sweet and nutty and mild and sort of very savoury, very umami. I think that's a really nice combination with this wine. Craig's wondering what the vineyard makeup of this wine is. I believe, I didn't look in the book, and I know that Richard hasn't looked in the book because he's been doing other things all day. I would say 24, this will have a significant amount of Duns Creek Pinot in it. It will have some Osborne, it will have some Robinson, it will have some Garden, and it'll have some McIntyre. So pretty much all the vineyards will be in here. I can't tell you the percentages at the moment, Craig, but I'll make sure when we come back and look at this in 6 months' time or so, I'll make sure I have all those details for you next time. Generally, all the vineyards get a say in the estate Pinot. It's one of the things that for me is really rewarding about the Pinot. The Chardonnay, on the other hand, because we get fruit mainly from the McIntyre vineyard, a bit from Osborne, a little bit from Garden, and the Robinson Chardonnay has been really small crops, really high quality, but really small crops over the last few years. So all the Robinson Chardonnay goes to the single vineyard, but a lot of the estate Chardonnay comes from the McIntyre vineyard, which is really nice as well. But I think when we're working with all of these different vineyards, it's nice to have the sort of all of them included in the wine. And I think that the Duns Creek wine that's come into Duns Creek fruit that's come into this wine over recent years has brought a little bit of slightly up the hill freshness, brightness to the wine, but we've still got those lovely sort of base notes from Garden Vineyard and from the McIntyre Vineyard in here. It'll be also, as well as it being a complex vineyard makeup, I think it's going to be predominantly MV6 clone because that's what we've got sort of planted everywhere. But then there'll be little bits and pieces of other clones that didn't make the grade for the single vineyard wines. So Craig, when we're picking the fruit, we have a pretty good idea where it might end up, but we never make a final decision until everything's made and everything's finished and we can taste through the barrels and sort of say, well, those wines that we thought were going to be good for Robinson, those barrels are the best ones for Robinson, and those ones are the best to go back to the estate wine. The same for the fruit from the McIntyre vineyard, because we've got different parcels from different parts of the vineyard here. And because we have a lot more Pinot Noir vineyard area than we have Chardonnay, then we've got more variety to make. So it's definitely not just Jeremy's say. Jeremy has a strong opinion about it, but when we're making decisions, it's one of the things that's one of the loveliest things here when we're making decisions about what goes where. Jeremy and Richard and I get together and taste all the candidates, and we all have a chance to give our opinion about what's going to work where. I think probably because Jeremy and Richard taste the wines as they're being made more often than I do, they've got more of a familiarity with where they've come from and where they're going than I do. But I think making those decisions about, this wine's a bit more rounded and a bit less, a slightly less strong personality. We're looking for stronger personality wines for the single vineyard wines, but we're looking for a wine that has immediate complexity but a rounded character to it when we're blending things together for the estate wine, because that wine's got to go out and represent us at most events that it gets seen at, and it has to be able to represent itself more so than the single vineyard wines that get hand sold a bit more. Rita, I did start talking a little bit about the 2024 vintage. I can't fully remember what happened in 2024. I'm sorry, and I didn't look at my notes before we came online because I was busy trying to get the pasta done in time and running around doing other things. So I apologise. What I do recall is that it was quite a cool summer. It was part of that sort of cool summer group of years that we've had over the last half a decade. It started a little bit early, and we had some quite difficult weather during flowering and fruit sets. So we would have had a relatively small vintage, but then we had very lovely even ripening period over the summer, and everything would have ripened kind of on a very regular basis. And I have a feeling 25 was the earliest vintage for us ever. But 24, I think, was quite an early start to the vintage as well. And so I think Dad's gone to get his book, so he'll probably come and say that I've got it all completely wrong. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I have a feeling there was a bit of a hot spell around vintage time, which didn't really affect the quality of the fruit for us, but made it a bit more tricky for people up the hill. I think that was 24. But yeah, 23 was sort of cooler and brighter all the way through, whereas it's a bit darker and more savoury. Cotty, do we ever ferment grapes from different vineyards together? We always keep them separate as much as we can, Cotty. If they're really tiny batches for some unknown reason, then sometimes they have to go together. But we've got 1 tonne fermenters and 2 tonne fermenters, and we've got a couple of barrels with the ends taken out that we can use if we've got little tiny batches. You might have seen on our Instagram this year that we were using the topless barrel, and that's had some fermenting grapes in it, and I think we might have pressed that off yesterday, but I wasn't out in the winery all day yesterday, so it was either yesterday or it's tomorrow. So Alison wants to know, how does one describe the zinginess on the tongue? So Craig's saying whiz fizz, the whiz fizz scale. This is 3 to 4 whiz fizz, says Craig, or is it 3/4 whiz fizz? So, Alison, that's essentially acid. The tanginess of the acid is what you get in all fruit. It suggests that we've had a cooler ripening year because there's a lot of flavour development there, but it's really zingy and zesty. So there's good natural acidity there. It's giving it that tanginess. It's sort of red fruited rather than black fruited, and it's savoury rather than sweet fruited, which all kind of suggests to me that it was quite a cool, slow ripening year. The zestiness, the acidity, is also accentuated by the shape and the density of the tannins. So the fact that this wine's got a little bit more tannin to it than some Australian Pinots have, that will accentuate the acid, and the natural acidity in the wine will accentuate the tannin as well. I think also it's a reflection of the brightness and the not jamminess of the fruit. So the fruit's not jammy. It doesn't have those cooked, overheated flavours that you get from hotter climates or from really hot years. So that also adds to that zesty zinginess. I'm going to have a little bit more pasta, even though I think it's probably gone cold, but it's pretty good. Dad's got his book. He's madly flicking the pages now. And he's going to come and talk to you. Here he comes. Hello, Richard.
Hi. Have some pasta.
Yeah, I'll have some pasta. You can talk. That would be great. Thanks. Hey, what? Jill's shouting from the other side of the room.
It was, I think I'm remembering this correctly, 2024 was another La Nina year where I think we were expecting it to be a hotter, drier summer, but it wasn't. We had quite a lot of rain off and on, nothing too destructive, and we started picking on the 20th of February, which suggests to me that it was a cooler year than many.
Yeah.
We had 22, 23, 24. 22 was very small vintage. 23 and 24 sort of getting slightly more. It's still low yields though.
23 had that real kind of bright juiciness to it, whereas this is a bit more savoury and a bit more dense, which suggests to me that maybe it was a slightly cooler, smaller vintage, but you know, it's hard to kind of extrapolate.
And we got a bit bigger again in 25, and we were thinking that this year was going to be, quite big, and then other things happened, which brought it back to the pack again. So
Mother Nature's not being very fair to us at the moment, is she? She's making life a bit difficult.
Anyway, hope that's helpful.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
And there were a lot of Robinson in here.
He's
a big man, and there's a lot of
Robinson fruit.
Robinson fruit in this.
Cool.
And if you're talking clones, that's Abel.
Yep.
It's MV6.
Yep.
and a little bit of pomade,
Yep.
and that's about it. And very, very lovely fruit we get from that vineyard.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, there you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Rita says, thank you, Richard. Unfortunately, it's a bit cold here, so you couldn't see what T-shirt he's wearing today because he had his jumper on. But that's all. That's even more teasing for next time. Oh, it is one of the Pinot Massif T-shirts, one of the many. So very good. So how is everyone's Pinot evolving in the glass? Oh, mine's getting a bit low, but I'm hoping that maybe Richard might toddle over here again with a little bit more Pinot for me, if I smile sweetly. Thank you, Dad. I just need a little splash more. Thank you. Very good. Thanks. Rita's saying a terrific match with the lamb pie. So I've got to say that the classic matches are always the best. And I feel like with the food and wine matches, we've gone classic really well over the years. But I know that there's a few of you who are a little bit maybe new to the group who maybe haven't done those classic matches. So I guess I'd be interested to know how people feel about whether I should keep trying to push the envelope with slightly challenging matches, or whether we want to go a little bit more classic over for the next few weeks. I'm very happy to do either. And you guys know how much I love a bit of lamb and a bit of mushroom and a bit of duck. I know Fiona likes pushing the envelope. Absolutely. All right. Well, maybe if I more wild pies. Absolutely, Alison. I think that maybe I'll try and remember when I send the email out to say this is the recipe that I'm suggesting. But if you want something really classic, then go for lamb cutlets or go for. So next week we've got the Pinot Gris on skins, and I'd say a really classic match to that could be either a tomatoey pasta or a charcuterie board with some mortadella and some salami and stuff. But I might see if I can think of something. Maybe my challenge for this year is to give you two options, to give you the classic and the pushing the envelope. Jill says yes. Jill says I need to have an Asian dish to go with the Pinot Gris on skins, so we might do a spicy stir fry or something like that. Oh, Sue can taste the wine. Yes, excellent, good. Poor old Sue's, as I said before, got COVID. So, what's Kay saying? Once a box. Classic is a classic. Maybe once a quarter for a challenging one, or once a box. Okay, Kate, that's not a bad suggestion. We'll see. I'll see how I go with giving you both options. I'm not sure if I can commit to cooking both options, particularly if Peter and Jill are going to abandon me at the crucial cooking time. But also maybe over winter it's much easier to do sort of pre-cooked, sort of slow-cooked things and that sort of thing. Craig is saying kangaroo peppercorn Thai curry with the Pinot Gris on skins. Craig, are you being naughty or are you being serious? Because that sounds like a real challenge to the Pinot Gris on skins, but it might be too much of a challenge. So if you're having to fish out both, Kay is saying, maybe. Well, we'll see how we go. We'll go the challenge. Alison can go the challenge. Not many kangaroos in Thailand, Craig. I agree, Dan. Serious. Okay, Craig. Perhaps you'd like to send me a recipe, because it sounds like a recipe that you have in mind. If you've got the recipe, please send it through to me. That would be awesome. Now, also, other bits of business. I am going to send you guys an email sometime this week about hoodies and about vintage T-shirts, because we have spoken to the T-shirt printers, and to get the quality of print that we need to do a minimum of 30 prints of a design, I believe. So we're going to have some vintage T-shirts that Peter's designing at the moment, and Peter's vintage t-shirts are coming together very nicely. All I can say is we are celebrating the peacock. So that's pretty cool. If people want there's a possum running past the window. Jill feeds the possums and the cockatoos, so the possum's out waiting for his food. He's just come rushing around. It's the same one from yesterday, Jill. The hoodies, we are thinking that we'll do the same design as we did a few years ago. Was it a couple of years ago? A few years ago. The Drinks with Kate hoodie that some of you have got and some of you are wishing that you had. But we thought we might do a different colour or a couple of different colours. So I will be sending out a little survey. We will be needing people to commit to their merch before we commit to printing it, because I don't want to be left with 20 hoodies that I can't sell. I don't think I will, but I just want to do them for you guys. So I know that Loans wants one. I know that Liz wants one. I could do with a new one. I think that we're going to get there for sure. Alison's would go a T. Moorooduc, thanks Dan. Bit of Moorooduc merch. Sue or Jeff, I think that's probably Sue. Rita too. Cerulean blue, absolutely, Shell. Well, we're looking at a blue t-shirt and possibly a blue hoodie as well. So watch this space. So everyone's placing their orders. Craig's saying count us in for 3. Burgundy colour, says Craig. Okie doke. Tees for Rob. Okay, I'm going to send out a survey. Please, I'll keep it as short as possible. Please respond to it promptly for me so that I can get my idea about what we're doing. Dan, you've been watching too many taco ads. I've still got my Zach and Jack have got their sage one. Hello, Zach and Jack. Hi. I don't think I said hello to you earlier. You've been keeping quiet, or I missed your comments. So yes, I'll send out an email either tomorrow or early next week. Oh, totally, Dan. But what with pictures? What, Jeff and Sue? I don't. What with pictures? No, I can't send you pictures because they haven't been done yet. You have to imagine them. I might be able to send you colour samples. We'll see what we can do. Anyway, you have to trust me. They're going to be awesome. And you will kick yourselves if you miss out on the merch. All right? That's all I'm going to say now. I will follow up with an email. If we get enough people saying yes, then we can do it. The t-shirts are definitely happening. The hoodies I'd love to make happen. Just need to make sure that we can find homes for them. Connie, I like the idea of black. I really like the idea of black hoodie with the Drinks with Kate on it. I will talk to Pete about the options. All right. Well, team, I feel like I've been a little bit manic today. I'm sorry for running late to start, running around like a hooligan. Connie, may miss you all next week. Sorrento Writers Festival. Ooh, that'll be fun. Not sure if you'll be home in time. That's all right. We'll forgive you. And if you're not home in time, then you can just drink your Pinot Gris on skins when you are home in time. That'll be a nice end to your day at the Writers Festival. Everyone else, I look forward to seeing you next week. I don't think I've got anything else to say about this beautiful Pinot except that it's delicious. Kay's going to join from Phillip Island next week. Excellent work. If anybody needs any more wine, you know where to get it. And I just sent out a couple of emails today, so you'll be a little bit bombarded with offers. But you guys, just ignore what you need to ignore, buy what you need to buy. But don't forget that 2025 Devilman Creek Pinot Noir is excellent value for money. The wine is getting better, absolutely. It's been a delight to see you all again tonight. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go and finish my glass of wine, eat my pasta, and I think I'm going to have an early night. It's been a big week again. Vintage is nearly over. We've still got the Shiraz to pick. Wish us luck. Wish us some warm weather for the McIntyre Shiraz because it's only ripening really, really slowly. But we will let you know how it goes. As you know, no Nebbiolo this year. Very, very sad. But hopefully next year will be a better year for all of the above. Cotty, I'm glad you enjoyed. Yeah, I think more eggplant, definitely. We used half as much pasta and it was still a bit kind of sparse. But, you know, good fun. Take care, everyone. Go the Blues. Exactly, Rita. Are they playing tonight? Photo of Kate wearing original hoodie in link above. Thanks, Zach and Jack. You are awesome. I can send that. I can send that around as well. Excellent. Thank you, Shell. Love the Pinot. Offer us UP. I don't know. I don't understand the lingo. You'll have to text me. All right, team. Love you lots. Take it easy. Stay warm. It's starting to get wintry out there. And enjoy the autumn colours. See you later. Bye.